Stop, right now. Before you scroll past this, something is happening in the sky today, June 5th, that is directly aimed at your inner knowing. Not metaphorically, not loosely, precisely, cosmically, and personally. And if you've been feeling a pull lately, a quiet, persistent nudge that something is trying to reach you, this video is going to explain exactly why. Here's what most people never tell you. Intuition isn't random. It doesn't just flare up out of nowhere. It runs on a frequency, and that frequency gets louder or quieter depending on what's happening above. Today, June 5th, 2026, the cosmos has stacked 4 separate amplifying conditions, all active at once, and the result is a signal strength that most of us only get access to a few times a year. If you've ever wished your gut instinct came with a volume dial, consider today the day someone turned it all the way up. Let's talk about what's actually happening, because I want you to understand this, not just feel it. The moon is in Aquarius right now, full, luminous, waning gibbous, still holding the powerful residue of the Sagittarius Full Moon that peaked just 5 days ago on May 31st. That full moon was a detonation. Sagittarius rules higher knowing, philosophical truth, the kind of instinct that comes from somewhere deeper than logic. Its energy doesn't vanish the moment it peaks. It echoes, it ripples forward. And today, it's still reverberating inside you, whether you've named it or not. Here's what makes today different, though. The moon has moved into Aquarius, the sign ruled by Uranus, the planet of electric awakening, and it's sitting in waning gibbous phase. This phase is specifically about integration, about receiving, about the information that comes through when the loudest noise finally quiets and the subtlest signal gets space to breathe. You've been receiving cosmic download all week. Today is the day your mind actually starts to process what it caught, but that's only the first layer. Mercury entered Cancer 4 days ago on June 1st, and if you don't think that matters to your intuition, stay with me for a second. Mercury is the planet of communication, messages, the mind's ability to receive and transmit information. When Mercury moves through Cancer, the most psychically receptive sign in the zodiac, it doesn't just think. It feels its way to answers. It processes through the body, through the gut, through the half-awake state between sleep and waking, when you suddenly just know something you can't explain. Mercury in Cancer is why you've been getting flashes lately. Sudden clarity. Moments where an answer arrives before you finished asking the question. That's not coincidence. That's Mercury transmitting on a frequency your conscious mind isn't always tuned into, but your intuition absolutely is. And today, 5 days into this transit, that frequency is fully stabilized. You're not catching fragments anymore. You're receiving full transmissions. Now here's where it gets specific. There's a square, a tense, activating aspect between Jupiter in Cancer and Chiron in Aries right now. This aspect has been building since June 2nd and doesn't release until June 19th. Jupiter is the planet of expansion and wisdom. Chiron is the wounded healer, the part of us that carries old pain, and if we let it, alchemizes that pain into our greatest gift. When these two face off in a square, something gets forced to the surface. Old stories about whether you're allowed to trust yourself, whether your perception is reliable, whether your inner knowing is something to follow or something to doubt. This is the uncomfortable part. Some of you know exactly what I'm talking about. At some point, maybe in childhood, maybe in a relationship, maybe through a betrayal you never fully processed. You learned to second-guess your gut. You learned that trusting yourself came with a price. And Jupiter squaring Chiron right now is pulling that wound back up into the light, not to hurt you, but because the sky is specifically configured today to help you heal it. The question isn't whether you can hear your intuition. You can. The question is whether you still believe it's safe to act on. Let me walk you through the 7 signs that the universe is specifically trying to reach you right now on June 5th. Because this isn't general, this is personal. And if even one of these lands, I need you to take it seriously. Sign 1. You've been dreaming with unusual clarity. Sagittarius full moon energy from May 31st floods the subconscious mind with vivid, symbolic, almost cinematic imagery. If your dreams this week have felt more real than usual, if you've woken up mid-sentence, mid-image, heart beating a little faster, that's not your brain misfiring. That's Mercury in Cancer, doing its work at the only time the rational mind steps aside long enough to let it. The specific detail you remember, the face, the color, the location, matters. Write it down if you haven't. It's part of the message. Sign 2. Certain names, faces, or memories keep surfacing unbidden. Not in a sad way necessarily, in a pointed way. Like your mind keeps returning to a particular person or a particular moment, and you don't know why. Jupiter square Chiron is activating old relational wounds right now. When someone from your past keeps materializing in your thoughts, or even, strangely, in your physical life, an unexpected text, a random memory, a dream appearance, that's not coincidence. That's the square working. There's something in that relationship pattern that needs to be seen differently now. Sign 3. You've been getting physical signals. Not illness, something more subtle. A tightness in the chest when something feels wrong. A sudden warmth or expansiveness when something feels right. Your body leading your brain. Mercury in Cancer specifically activates gut-feeling communication, which means the physical sensations you're experiencing today are data. Not drama, not anxiety spiraling, data. There's a difference, and you know the difference, even if it's taken you a while to trust it. Sign 4. You've made a decision recently that made zero logical sense, but felt absolutely correct. Maybe you turned down something that looked right on paper. Maybe you chose the option that was harder, less glamorous, less certain, but something in you knew. This is Jupiter in Cancer level intuitive wisdom. Jupiter has been in Cancer since the second half of last year, expanding everything Cancer rules: emotional intelligence, ancestral knowing, the deep gut wisdom that doesn't have a source you can point to. If you made a choice recently that your head couldn't justify, but your soul understood, notice that. Honor it. Sign 5. The same message is reaching you from multiple, unconnected sources. A book falls open to a specific page. Someone says something in passing that sounds exactly like what you've been turning over privately for weeks. A song lyric hits differently. A stranger says something that feels like it was written specifically for you. Aquarius moon energy is famous for this. Aquarius rules collective fields, the invisible network of consciousness that connects us. When the moon is here and Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius at the same time, the veil between personal knowing and universal knowing gets very thin. Pluto's been retrograde in Aquarius since May 6th, moving slowly backward through degrees 3 and 5 of the sign. That retrograde isn't disruption, it's depth. It's the universe asking you to look beneath the surface of every synchronicity instead of dismissing them as coincidence. Sign 6. You've been strongly avoiding something and you know exactly what it is. This is the Chiron element. Chiron in Aries is personal. It's about individual action. about the courage to step into something that the wounded self would rather avoid. If there's something you've been circling, a conversation, a decision, a truth about yourself, and you feel a specific, almost physical resistance when you think about it, that's not evidence that you shouldn't do it. That's Chiron telling you this is exactly where your healing is. The avoidance and the calling are pointing at the same thing. Sign 7. You've been waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. with a mind that's suddenly completely alive. This is one of the clearest markers of high-frequency intuitive activation. The void moon period begins at 3:50 p.m. today, but in the early morning hours, before the day gets loud, the Aquarius moon is transmitting at full capacity. If you've been jolting awake at 3 a.m. with your mind racing, not anxiously, but specifically, downloading something, arriving at a clarity you couldn't reach during daylight, that's not insomnia. That's your intuition running when the interference is low. Now let's talk about what this actually means for you, practically, because cosmic information without application is just entertainment. Today, June 5th, offers a specific window. The Aquarius moon goes void, meaning its energy becomes diffuse, less directional, at 3:50 p.m. Before that point, the sky is giving you something rare, clear channel, high-frequency intuitive access with real supporting structure. Jupiter's square to Chiron means any inner knowing that surfaces today has weight to it. It's not passing fancy. It's the kind of not wishful thinking. It's the kind of knowing that, if you write it down tonight and look at it in 3 weeks, will turn out to have been exactly right. Here's what to do with it. Before the void moon begins today, take 20 minutes, just 20, and sit with one specific question. Not a general give me guidance request. One specific honest question about something you've been unable to decide, or something you've been pretending you don't already know, because the truth is, you probably do already know. You've known for a while. What you haven't done yet is give yourself permission to act on it. The Jupiter-Chiron square is the permission structure. This aspect doesn't promise easy. It promises real. It doesn't hand you answers that feel comfortable. It hands you answers that feel true. And right now, with Mercury in Cancer transmitting on the emotional intelligence frequency and the Aquarius moon linking you to the wider field of collective knowing, the answer to your question isn't somewhere out there. It's in you, waiting to be acknowledged. There's a difference between the people who walk through periods like this changed and the people who don't. It's not intelligence. It's not spiritual experience. It's willingness. The willingness to sit with an uncomfortable truth long enough to let it become a useful one. The willingness to stop outsourcing your inner knowing to external opinions, to algorithms, to whoever seems most certain. The willingness to be the one person in the room who trusts what they can't fully explain. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius right now, deep, slow, excavating, is asking a collective question that plays out personally for each of us. What would you know, and what would you do if you weren't afraid of being wrong? Because being wrong is survivable. You know that already. You've been wrong before, and you're still here. What's less survivable, over time, is the slow erosion that comes from consistently overriding what you actually sense in favor of what feels safer to claim. The Sagittarius Full Moon on May 31st broke something open. The pieces are still settling. And today, on June 5th, right now in this window before the moon goes void at 3:50 p.m., you have access to what came through in that break. Don't waste it being polite about your own knowing. Don't file it away for later. Don't wait until you can explain it to someone who needs logic as a gateway. Mercury in Cancer doesn't work in logic first. It works in feeling, and then the logic arrives after. Trust the sequence. Some of you have been waiting for a sign. You've asked for one. You've wanted something clear, something specific, something that would cut through the noise and tell you that what you sense is real. I want to be direct with you. That's what today is. The convergence of the Aquarius moon, the lingering Sagittarius full moon energy, Mercury in Cancer at full transmission strength, Jupiter expanding your emotional wisdom while squaring Chiron open at the wound of self-trust, and Pluto retrograde in Aquarius peeling back every layer of collective conditioning that taught you to doubt yourself. This is not a day the cosmos builds for you to stay the same. This is a day built for the person who's ready to stop questioning their own signal. The ones who feel this most strongly, and you know if that's you, are being asked to make one quiet, internal commitment today. Not to a person, not to a plan, to yourself. The commitment to take what surfaces in you seriously. To stop dismissing the knowing as just a feeling. To understand that feeling is a form of data, and that in this particular moment, on this particular date, the sky has gone out of its way to make sure that data is clean, clear, and trustworthy. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to explain it. You just have to receive it and decide to act like it's real, because it is. And the version of you that acts on it, that sits with the question and gets honest with the answer, that follows the signal even when the logic hasn't caught up yet, that version of you is standing on the other side of this window, waiting for you to walk through. The moon goes void at 3:50 p.m. today. You have until then. What do you already know?